Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in this verse we are seeing Lord Brahma. He is describing to the Devatas the exquisite beauty of Lord Narayana when he appeared at the seventh gate. So if we remember, this description of the kingdom of God is being described by Brahma to the Devatas. When Devatas were afraid of Diti's pregnancy, so they had become afraid, and at that time, explaining about how exactly this happened, this whole incident happened, he started describing about Jaya and Vijaya. So that is how this description happens, that how Jaya and Vijaya were cursed and they became Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu in the material world later on. So this is the description which is going on. So now Brahma is describing about that incident when the four sages were offended, the four Kumaras were offended, and the Lord came from the Vaikuntha and he came to the seventh gate, and the beauty of the Lord was seen by these great sages. So that is described here, and Brahma is describing that beauty of the Lord. Atraha upasparshtam iti utsmitam indirayaha. So indirayaha means, that is referring to Mother Lakshmi, goddess of fortune. Atra, in the matter of the beauty of the Lord, which is described by Lord Brahma. Upasparshtam means curb down or to put down something, or to hide, to excel. Iti cha utsmitam, Mother Lakshmi's sense of beauty, the pride of her beauty. Prabhupada says she has a sense that she is the most beautiful. So that was put down when the Lord appeared at seventh door of Vaikuntha. So that means Mother Lakshmi, her beauty was eclipsed completely when Lord Narayana appeared with Mother Lakshmi. And further it is described, Swana means the devotees of the Lord. Dhiya virichitam. This beauty of the Lord, it is meditated upon by the intelligence of his devotees. Swana means his devotees. Dhiya means intelligence. Virichitam means meditated. So Prabhupada says, because the devotees of the Lord, they meditate on the beauty of the Lord, His beauty enhances more. The beauty of the Lord enhances more. Why? Because in order to please the devotee, the excellence of his beauty increases more and more. So that also Prabhupada explains very beautifully. Then, how was the Lord decorated? Bahu Shoshtavadhyam. Bahu means in many ways. Shoshtava means very nicely, beautiful, decorated. Adhyam means he was the abode. The Lord was very beautifully decorated. Mahyam bhavasya bhavatam cha bhajantamangam. This form of the Lord, Angam, this is worshipped by Mahyam, this is worshipped by me, Lord Brahma is saying. Bhavasya, by Lord Shiva, Bhavatam, and all of you Devatas. This form of the Lord is adored, it is worshipable, it is worshipped by all of us. And what was the reaction of the four sages when they saw the beauty of the Lord? Nemur, they bow down their head. Niriksha, and they were seeing the Lord. Na vitripta drisho muda kaihi. They were very joyous, muda, and they were seeing the Lord, but their eyes were unsatiated. They were not able to take out their eyes from the Lord. They wanted to see Him continuously, more and more. So, this is the beauty of the Lord, how it is described. When the Lord appeared with Mother Lakshmi, even though she is considered to be the most beautiful personality in the material world and even in Vaikuntha, even in the spiritual world, she is considered to be the most beautiful personality. But even her sense of beauty, her pride of beauty was eclipsed. It was brought down by the beauty of the Lord when the Lord appeared. So, atras upasparshtam iti chotsmitam indirayaha. And the beauty of the Lord was it increased multifold in the presence of His devotees. Why? Because the devotees always meditate on this beautiful form of the Lord. So in order to please them, because the devotees always want to meditate on the beauty of the Lord, in order to please them, multifold the beauty of the Lord increases. Swanam dhiya virichitam bahush shoshtava adhyam. And this Supreme Personality of Godhead, this beautiful personality is worshipable by even great demigods like Brahma, Shiva and all other Devatas. And the great sages, when they saw the beauty of the Lord, they were so much impelled that they were not able to take out their eyes. Not that they became satisfied. They were with unsatiated eyes, they were seeing. That means continuously they were seeing the Lord. And they bow down their head. So this is what is being described here. The exquisite beauty of Narayana being many times magnified. So the beauty of the Lord gets magnified by the intelligence of His devotees, was so attractive that it defeated the pride of Goddess of Fortune in being the most beautiful. My dear demigods, the Lord was thus manifested. The Lord who thus manifested Himself is worshipable by me, by Lord Shiva and by all of you. The sages regarded him with unsatiated eyes and joyously bowed their heads at his lotus feet. So Prabhupada is describing some very interesting, some very important understanding about the beauty of the Supreme Lord. Very confidential aspects of beauty of the Supreme Lord, which is rarely understood by people. Even many devotees fail to understand. So such confidential things are explained by Prabhupada. So Prabhupada is explaining the beauty of the Lord was so enchanting that it could not be sufficiently described. The Lord's beauty was so enchanting that words cannot describe the beauty of the Lord. Words fail to describe sufficiently the Lord's beauty cannot be described by words. It's not possible. So the example is given here. The goddess of fortune is supposed to be the most beautiful sight within the spiritual and material creation of the Lord. She is called Shri. Most beautiful, most opulent. People want favor of Mother Lakshmi. Isn't it? She has a sense of being the most beautiful. And Mother Lakshmi also has that sense that yes, she is the most beautiful. She is the most opulent personality. Yet, her beauty was defeated when the Lord appeared. So even her beauty was defeated when the Lord personally appeared. In other words, so what does this signify? The beauty of goddess of fortune is secondary in the presence of the Lord. The beauty of Mother Lakshmi, the beauty of goddess of fortune is secondary in the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the description of Vaikuntha Loka. But Prabhupada is further describing another aspect of the beauty of the Lord, which is not to be found even in Vaikuntha. And that is found only in Gokula or in Golok Vrindavan, where the Supreme Lord, who is most beautiful and whose beauty can put down the pride of beauty of Mother Lakshmi, he himself becomes enchanted. He himself becomes, Prabhupada is using the word Madana Daha. The Lord becomes so enchanted by the beauty of Radharani in Golok Vrindavan that the beauty of the Lord becomes eclipsed in front of the beauty of Srimati Radharani. His beauty becomes secondary in the presence of beauty of Radharani. This is another aspect of the beauty of the Lord, which is very confidential and which is revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand. So Prabhupada is saying here, in the words of Vaishnava poets, it is said that the Lord's beauty is so enchanting that it defeats hundreds of thousands of cupids. Kandarpa koti kamaniya vishesha shobham. Correct? Thousands and millions of cupids, they cannot stand in front of the beauty of the Lord. The Lord's beauty is so enchanting. Just imagine, we become attracted to one person, two people. Imagine if there were millions and millions of Cupid. When we become attracted to somebody, Cupid is acting. through that person. Because what is attractive in the material world is Cupid, Kama, in the form of beauty, in the form of some art, in the form, whatever we get attracted to. It is just a portion of Cupid's attraction. If millions of such Cupids were to stand, even they would feel ashamed in front of the beauty of the Lord. You can imagine what is the beauty of the Lord. That is what is being described by the Vaishnava poets. He is therefore called Madana Mohana. It is also described that the Lord sometimes become mad after the beauty of Radharani. Madana Daha means becoming mad after the beauty of Radharani. We become mad after material beauty, and when we understand that what is this material beauty, it doesn't stay forever. Just like Prabhupada gave that example of liquid beauty. So there was a very beautiful girl, but she was also saintly in character. So one person was very attracted to that woman, and he wanted to enjoy that beauty of that woman. Because she was saintly in character, she was able to understand that what is the use of getting attracted to this material beauty. So she said, okay, if you are interested in my beauty, you will be able to enjoy my beauty, provided you wait for a few days. We will meet here once again after a few days. So in those few days, she took some laxatives, she took some purgatives, and because of that, she was passing loose stool and vomiting whatever she was eating. And what happened because of, when everything within the body comes out, either through vomiting or through stool, loose stool, the body becomes very deteriorated, it becomes very weak. So after few days, she was waiting for that person, and that person was very eagerly waiting for that beauty. And he saw this ugly looking, weak looking girl and asked her that if she has seen that beautiful girl who had promised that she would come. So she said, my dear sir, looks like you have forgotten me. I am that same girl. So he was shocked to see. He said, what happened to your beauty? She said, I have separated my beauty. So you have separated your beauty and I was interested in your beauty. So would you like to embrace that beauty? So he said, yes. So then go to the toilet, open the door, and you will get that beauty. So she had put all her vomit, all her stool in buckets. And the man was not able to stand even for a few moments. So Prabhupada says this is called liquid beauty. The beauty which drains away, the beauty which goes away. As we can see, actually this is how our beauty is all liquid beauty. After the time passes by, the so-called beauty, so-called handsomeness, everything will go away. Isn't it? So just imagine how fool we are, we become enchanted to this temporary beauty. And actually this keeps us away from the real nectar, from the real beauty of the Lord. This is what we should understand. This is what is called as illusory beauty, mirage. Just like in a desert, we are always chasing behind, we never get it. So just imagine these great sages, they have given up all those conception of so-called beauty of the material world, and now they are enchanted by the beauty of the Lord. They are not mad after material beauty. Thousands and thousands of such beauties they have given up, and now they have become mad after the beauty of the Supreme Lord. So much so that their eyes are not satisfied. They want to see continuously the beautiful form of the Lord. That is what is being described here. And this beauty of the Lord becomes multifold when the devotees meditate on the beauty of the Lord. Just like these great sages, when they are meditating on the beauty of the Lord, just imagine, the beauty of the Lord further and further increases. Already the Lord is beautiful, and when He is meditated upon by His devotees, His beauty increases manifold. So, Prabhupada is giving in this purport another important principle, that in Vaikuntha, His beauty is primary and Mother Lakshmi's beauty becomes secondary. But in Goloka Vrindavan it becomes reversed. His beauty becomes secondary and beauty of Srimati Radharani is primary. So much so, the Lord becomes mad after the beauty of Radharani. This is Goloka Vrindavan. Why this is so, we will try to understand. How this is, that the Lord becomes so much attracted to the beauty of Srimati Radharani. So Prabhupada explains this principle very nicely, which is explained by Rupa Goswami in very beginning of Nectar of Devotion itself. So commenting on that, Prabhupada explains, pure devotional service is the only means to attract Krishna. If we want to attract Krishna, now we are all attracted towards Krishna. But if we want Krishna to be attracted towards us, the only means is pure devotional service. The only thing Krishna gets attracted towards is pure devotional service. So because Srimati Radharani is the embodiment of complete pure devotional service, the Lord becomes attracted to Srimati Radharani. Not some ordinary beauty. You see? She is the pinnacle of pure devotional service. She is the topmost of all devotees. That's why Krishna becomes attracted to Srimati Radharani. So Prabhupada is saying, nothing else can attract Krishna. If we are thinking I am very learned, Krishna will be attracted towards me with my, learned scholarship. No. If we are thinking I am very beautiful, if we are thinking we are very opulent, I am very knowledgeable, I am very renounced. No. Krishna is filled with all these opulences. What he has to gain? He is Atmaram. He is having unlimited knowledge, unlimited beauty, unlimited renunciation, all complete, full in himself. None of these things can attract Krishna. That is what we should understand. Isn't it? That is why he is called Krishna. Krishna means he is filled with all six opulences. So these things cannot attract Krishna. But one thing can attract Krishna, and that is pure love, pure devotional service to the Lord. That Krishna becomes attracted. So Prabhupada is saying, you cannot attract Krishna by your richness, by your strength, renunciation, beauty, education. No. Because he is already full. He is Atmaram. But if you offer something to Krishna, it is for your benefit. So Prabhupada gives an example that how it is for our benefit actually. When we offer something to Krishna, it's not that Krishna becomes benefited. Let us say you offer your richness to Krishna. You offer your wealth to Krishna. It is not that Krishna has become attracted or Krishna is in need of your wealth. No. But by this act, we become benefited. So Prabhupada is giving the example. Just like original person is decorated, in the mirror, the reflection of the person is also decorated. If you decorate the original person, you don't have to separately decorate the reflection. The reflection will automatically become decorated. Similarly, we are all the reflection of the Lord. If we decorate the Supreme Lord, we will ourselves become decorated. If we give Ananda to the Lord, we will get Ananda. If you decorate the deities gorgeously, you will feel happy. So if we decorate the Lord, if we decorate the deities of the Lord has given us this opportunity that we can decorate Him nicely, we will become happy. You will feel happy. Krishna has many devotees and many things. Nice flowers, nice dress, nice food, everything nice. Pure devotional service, that is for your interest. Therefore, pure devotional service is the only way to attract Krishna. Krishna has everything. But your devotional service, that sincerity of purpose will attract Him. My Guru Maharaj used to say, don't try to see Krishna. Render your service in such a nice way that Krishna will see you. Render your service in such a nice way, Krishna will become attracted. He will like to see you. That is how to see Krishna. When Krishna sees you, your mission is perfect. We cannot see. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi Na bhaved grahyam indriyahi. We cannot perceive Krishna by our senses. But when our senses are engaged in satisfying Krishna, then Krishna sees us. Swayamev Spuruti Adaha. And when Krishna sees us, your life is successful. And how Krishna will see? Simply by our devotional service. Otherwise, you cannot satisfy by Krishna by your opulence, by education, by scholarship, by beauty, riches. No. Krishna has all these things perfectly. He is full with all this opulence. Bhaktya Mam. If you want to attract Krishna, be engaged in pure devotional service. So where does this principle come from? Krishna becomes attracted to pure devotional service. Rupa Goswami explains from the Vedic literatures that actually this is one of the very important principles of pure devotional service. Out of 6 important principles of devotional service, pure devotional service, one of them is Krishna Akarshanicha. Pure devotional service is so great that it attracts even Krishna. So, in the very beginning of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the first chapter is called Characteristics of Pure Devotional Service. So there, Prabhupada explains that there are 6 important characteristics of pure devotional service, and one of them is it is attractive even to Krishna. I'll just read this 6. Will not go into the details of all of them. Number 1, pure devotional service brings immediate relief from all kinds of material distress. Klesha Agni Daha. All kinds of klesha, all kinds of material distress are immediately removed when one practices pure devotional service. Shubhada, second it is called. It is beginning of all auspiciousness. Pure devotional service is the beginning of all auspiciousness. Third is, pure devotional service automatically puts one in the transcendental pleasure. So separately you don't have to try. Just by practicing pure devotional service, you are put on the platform of transcendental pleasure. Pure devotional service is rarely achieved. It is not that everybody can take to pure devotional service. It is very rarely achieved. Those in pure devotional service derive even the conception of liberation. So those who are practicing pure devotional service are not attracted, forget about material things. They are not even attracted to mukti. Mukti is standing. When can I serve you? And they are saying, no, wait. They are not interested even in mukti. And sixth one is Krishna Akarshanicha. Pure devotional service is the only means to attract Krishna. So, quoting in this about how Rupa Goswami quotes from the Vedic literature, how pure devotional service is attractive even to Krishna. Krishna attracts everyone, but devotional service attracts Krishna. The symbol of devotional service is the higher degree is Radharani. So, symbol of devotional service in highest degree is Srimati Radharani. That's why Krishna becomes most attracted to Srimati Radharani. Because Krishna becomes attracted to pure devotional service. And 100% most degree it is perfected by Srimati Radharani. Krishna is called Madana Mohana, which means he is so attractive, he can defeat the attraction of thousands of cupids. But Radharani is still more attractive, for she can attract Krishna. Their devotees call her, therefore devotees call her Madana Mohana Mohini, the attractor of Cupid. To perform devotional service means to follow in the footsteps of Radharani and devotees in Vrindavan. Devotees in Vrindavan put themselves under the care of Radharani in order to achieve perfection in their devotional service. Actually, that's a fact. This is given in Bhagavad Gita also. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashrita. They are under protection of Srimati Radharani. Devim Prakriti is Srimati Radharani. They are not under the protection of Maya Prakriti. Mahatmas are not under this material Prakriti. They are under Devim Prakriti of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita it is confirmed Mahatmas are under the protection of Devi Prakriti, internal energy Radharani. So being directly under the control of internal potency of Krishna, devotional service attracts even Krishna himself. This is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Krishna himself is saying, he is saying to Uddhava, my dear Uddhava, you may know it from me. The attraction I feel for devotional service rendered by my devotee is not to be attained even by the performance of mystic yoga, philosophical speculation, ritualistic sacrifice, study of Vedanta, practice of severe austerities, or giving of everything in charity. All these things we may perfect, but still Krishna is not attracted as he becomes attracted to pure devotional service. Krishna is telling this to Uddhava. See, Krishna wanted to clarify the position of Uddhava, that being in devotional service is the highest perfection, what you have attained. And then there is another verse again which comes in Bhagavatam itself. How Krishna becomes attracted by devotional service of his devotees described by Narada in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto. Narada is addressing King Yudhishthira while the king is appreciating the glories of character of Prahlad Maharaj. So, Yudhishthira Maharaj was appreciating the great qualities of Prahlad Maharaj. That time, Narada is describing the glories of devotional service. Devotee always appreciates the activities of other devotees. Yudhishthira Maharaj was appreciating the qualities of Prahlad, and that is the symptom, one of the symptoms of a pure devotee. Pure devotee never thinks himself great. He always thinks that other devotees are greater than himself. The king was thinking, Prahlad Maharaj is actually a devotee of the Lord while I am nothing. So he was actually glorifying that what is me in front of great devotee like Prahlad. And while thinking this, he was addressed by Narada as follows. My dear King Yudhishthira, you, the Pandavas' brother, are the only fortunate people in this world. Do not think. Actually, you are the most fortunate people in this whole world. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared on this planet and is presenting Himself to you as ordinary human being. He is always with you in all circumstances. He is living with you, covering Himself from the eyes of others. Others cannot understand He is Supreme Lord, but He is still living with you as your cousin, as your friend, and even as your messenger. Therefore, you must know, nobody in this world is more fortunate than you. In Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna appeared in His universal form, Arjuna prayed, "My dear Krishna, I thought of you as my cousin brother. So I have shown disrespect to you in so many ways, calling you Krishna, friend. But you are so great, I could not understand." So that was the position of Pandavas. Although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, greatest among all greats, He remained with those royal brothers, being attracted by their devotion. Why He remained with them? Years together, the Lord remained with them, carried out their messages, gave them protection whenever it was required. For them, He even broke His own promise, isn't it? He remained with His royal brothers, being attracted by their devotion, by their friendship, and by their love. This is the proof how great this process of devotional service is. That is the proof. It can attract even the Supreme Personality of Godhead. God is great, but devotional service is greater than God because it attracts Him. People who are not in devotional service can never understand what great value there is in rendering service to the Lord. It is so great, Srimati Radharani's service is so great, her devotional service is so great, the Lord, He becomes persuaded to take the form of a devotee to taste that devotional service. He Himself feels that actually I am incomplete, even though He is complete. He is actually full, He is complete, Purna. But He also feels incomplete without relishing this bhava of devotional service. So He also wants to taste that, and that is why the Supreme Lord Himself personally comes in the form as a devotee, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to taste that highest love. In Radha Bhav, it is Krishna Himself who is tasting that devotional mellows. So that is the greatness of devotional service that Prabhupada is describing. We will stop here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.